Hello and welcome back. I am excited to show you guys what I've been working on. I've been working on. I started the season and really wanted to mess with Facebreaker. So I started martial artist and I've been going back and forth on stuff. I didn't quite realize the interaction between Hollow Palm and Facebreakers. For those of you who don't know, if you're using quarterstaff skills that use Hollow Palm, and if you're using mace skills that use the Facebreaker damage. But the mace skills can benefit from the crit and attack speed of Hollow Palm while still using the Facebreaker damage, I believe, if you're doing it through Hollow Form. So I'm doing a Sunder build through Hollow Form, and it's doing a bunch of fire damage, and I have kind of got the build together. But the main thing, besides that, that's kind of generic. I'm sure somebody's done that. But the thing that I'm most proud of and the thing that is most important is the way that I'm generating power charges. Because most builds are using these gloves to get the percentage to get power charges on hit. Well, we can't wear those because these are our gloves. So that's where staggering palm comes to play. Now, actually, I haven't even checked if they ever fixed it or not, to be honest, because I fixed it myself. I'm curious if they ever fixed it. I'm going to take off Nova projectiles and hit with this and then charge. Yeah, see, the wind waves do not fire forward or like on your mouse. Well, are they doing on my mouse cursor? No. They don't fire forward, they don't fire on your mouse cursor. Best thought is maybe they're firing at these, maybe they're firing at enemies off in the ether. I don't know, but they're random, so it feels really bad. So in order to make it feel really good, the combination of multi-shot to get more projectiles and Nova projectiles to put them in a circle, and then on the tree getting surpassing chance to fire an additional projectile allows you to comfortably have one firing forward almost always. And if there's one firing forward into whatever you're killing, that wind wave will generate you power charges. And I'm missing 7 points because I was messing around. But I'll show you guys what's going on here. So the power charges, if you can see up in the corner, are pretty consistent, which leads to all of my dudes getting really rowdy. So, gotta actually have... There we go. Actually have the wind. But yeah, so the setup, this is a T15 map. I just leveled up with a friend to get myself to the level I am, and so I haven't really mapped the characters. This is actually the first T15 I've ran. I just wanted to see if it would work. I am also side on this. Ooh, come on, be some good, be some good. Energy shield aura. I kinda want that. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Oh, I don't have one on me. I'm thinking. Do I really need the energy shield? I really need a new haste aura because the guy that. Oh, shoot. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Yeah. You can also use Bell, and I just. Oh, here, we just slammed the Bell on him, and. Whoa. And you could. Well, unfortunately, you can only stack up Bell combo from actual melee attacks. Also, Dragon Punk kind of nice for mobility. You know, every now and again it gets you into a sticky situation, but what do we got here? I may just respawn this freaking level a bunch of times. How does that work in maps? Can I just respawn this level a bunch of times to get chances that? Why is my? I don't know why my loot's off right now. There's gotta be a hotkey that does that because it just turns off randomly all the time. I am using the nerfed. Um, what is it? Refutation? Yeah, reputation. Um, in order to just have some invulnerability situations where I can get all caught up in a bunch of dumb stuff and know that I'm most likely going to be okay. But what do we got there? But as you can kind of see, for having, I mean, I think I have pretty cheap gear. I haven't been blasting. I got a couple across two characters. So I think I'm. Ooh, let's do this with the. Just go ahead and get a bow. And then rock the bow. Let's make a. Yeah, so boss damage, I probably should take off some area effect, maybe do comp effect for bossing. Ooh, actually, those ads are gonna help me kill this boss. I need to hit one of my those to get my. Oh, what? What? I thought I. That was weird. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let all these guys get on top of him. Below him. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I can. Cool. So yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, that boss damage was pretty lackluster. This is more for clearing. The main thing with Sunder, if you're unaware, the main thing with Sunder, besides melting all your friends' graphics cards that you play with, the main thing with Sunder is that when it hits an enemy, it makes a shockwave that hits all enemies around it. So if you have, you hit with a Sunder and you have 10 enemies, it's doing 10 shockwaves to all the enemies if they're packed up close enough. So that's a really cool interaction that I just like. It really helps with the damage for this, and yeah, like the clear is decent for a T15, like brand new T15, first T15 map that I've ran by myself. I feel like kind of awesome. But I guess what I'll do here real quick is go over what I've got going on here. I'm using this hood because it converts a bunch of evasion into armor and then reverses blind. And if you don't know, blind gives you accuracy and more evasion, which is really cool when it's reversed. It's usually reduced accuracy, reduced evasion, but now that less becomes more. And so 20% more evasion combined with deflection equals 60% of your evasion. These two items together ends up where, for a budget setup, you end up with 40% armor, 57 evasion, and 66% chance to deflect, and 36% damage reduction. That is with a couple of points into here. Um, Most of my tree is focused on attack speed and movement speed so that it feels good, because mace skills are clunky and I'm trying to make them feel not clunky. You kind of get a look at my tree. I do have this, which was a very cheap jump just because I was strength stacking before I realized that this is going to switch to her intelligence without the glove node on this. This is per strength, but extra 25% physical damage as fire damage against heavy stunned enemies is absolutely worth the really cheap one. Crafted this bad boy, but just from a one-liner, really cool. That's that. I have this decent cooldown and skill effect duration are for Refutation. If you don't know what it does, give it a good old read. It's really good. I want to be tanky for a second, and so I can focus on that DPS output button. Unfortunately, they nerfed it to where its cooldown doesn't begin until after the skill has been triggered, or until after the duration is completed. So that's a bummer, but I still like it. It doesn't use much Runic Ward 17. I've been trying to see if this will proc off of, it says hit by your projectile attacks, and I'm using projectile attacks. I don't know what this is supposed to look like. I need to test further to see if this is worth it, but if this is going to work with, or is working with, or is going to work with staggering palm projectiles, that would be so insanely killer for a little extra damage layer. Just solving resistances and stats with rings. This is actually not the amulet that I'm. This is actually for a different build, but it has the +2 melee skills and decent defenses, so I'm just rocking it. I'm testing with the divinity and getting to have this extra 1,000 mana. And it kind of solves mana issue, having that mana as life. The reason I'm toying with this idea is because there's a fix that you can get on this gear, one of the red ones, that allows you to gain 5% mana when you consume a power charge, and we are consuming them like crazy. There's also another node over here that says the same things, and I think there's another source somewhere, so 10 to 15% of what would essentially be an energy shield pool, because you're using your divinity for mana. It would just basically makes this into energy shield, and being able to recover 15% of your energy shield, how many times? A couple times a second is kind of bonkers. If I can get it to work. yeah, 3 attacks per second. So as long as you have density, you're consuming 3 charges or more per second, and so anywhere between 10 to however many percentage of this with this divinity amulet. It's kind of cool, and you can use. It appears that resource cost reduction does lower the amount, but I'll just throw it on real quick to kind of show you what it does. I still have 100,000 mana. I do lose my energy shield, but that mana it recharges pretty quickly. See, I'll just sit here and spam it, and when I'm out, like, I can just walk and do a couple leaps, land full mobility, get to the next pack, and I'm already full mana again, basically. This is without these 7 points. These 7 points were into this chain, resource cost, 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 all those together with these, and I forget, I had another effect somewhere else, solves it completely. Like, it doesn't go down. It just sits there and hovers at the top while you're spamming this. So you have no mana problems whatsoever with this setup, the way that I just laid it out. And then you have that extra 1,000 life on top of this recovers faster anyway than regular life does. So that is definitely, I think, the in-game setup, but getting one of these with that corruption is difficult. So I have not made the change yet, and I just stumbled into this amulet, trying to find an amulet that was reasonably priced with Tribal Fury on it for another build. So I need to replace this amulet on this build if I'm going to continue, but, you know, I kind of showed everything, you know, just solving your resistances and stuff with these slots. This is a must-have. This doesn't have to be very good. You can use the Calgaran one. I really like this helmet, but I really like this helmet. I really like these boots. I was using just rare boots and helmet, and it was doing just fine with refutation. I don't have to use refutation as much with this because I'm deflecting a lot of hits. It's more squishy with a rare unless you have the budget to get a good rare. So, yeah. Now, my question is, can I just go back to the start of here, and I just go back to this checkpoint and say, wait, no respawn at checkpoint? Is that not a thing anymore? Huh? Or is it because I'm too close? The fuck? Is that not a thing anymore in maps? Or is it because I'm done with it? No, because I'm not done. I still have one more thing left to do. Interesting. How do I get the monsters to respawn? Well, anyway, I'm going to work on that because I need a new pet because, FYI, don't use the Desik soldier that you get from the Calgar and stuff because he is bugged and just stops working, like, all the time. Like, all the time. He's just sleeping on the job, and it's stupid, and I hate it. So, anyway, yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any advice, anything, just let me know down in the comments. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe, please. Share. I'm just trying to come up with some new stuff that nobody else is doing and trying to get some viable builds on a budget. And I just want to bring you guys along with me. So all of you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.